When you make a new account in Raid Shadow Legends, before your account turns level 15 or turns a day old, you are able to put in one single promo code in order to get one of the heroes you see on the screen. And not all of these champions are created equally. There are some that are definitively better and some that are definitively worse. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking them all on a tier list. Realistically, there's only really going to be 3 of them that you should be picking from. The rest are all kind of useless compared to them for a various number of reasons, which we'll get into, obviously. But it's a fun video idea to rank these things, and I like to rank things. Amazing is essentially for the really good heroes that just fall flat compared to the main 3 that I will be talking about. Solid is these heroes are pretty good in a couple areas, but I wouldn't really pick them. Niche is they're good for one thing pretty much, and apart from that, they're not good. And then trash is they're essentially unredeemable and you're just wasting your one code. Before I get into it though, there is a little bit of criteria, which I'll go through pretty fast. Number 1 is rarity does matter. At the end of the day, you're probably going to pull almost every rare in the game after a few months. And you're going to pull many of the epics. So legendaries are going to be more heavily weighted, but it's also going to depend on the character's strength. And I'm going to value early game a little bit higher than late game, but I'm still going to value late game. So just keep that in mind going into this. If you're looking to have one of the strongest possible starts, make sure to click the link in the description to get a free legendary Bambus 4-leaf and one of the best epics in the game to gore as you level up. Now, to make it happen, here are all the steps you need to follow. Number 1, make sure you are logged out of Plarium Play on PC, or you just don't have it installed at all. The next step, you just gotta go into the description, click the link, and register with a brand new email. Once you launch Raid and complete the tutorial, go to the mail, and there sitting will be your free legendary, and the epic will come soon after once you hit level 15. Starts like this in gachas are unheard of. Click my link right now and get the start that you deserve. Also, if you want to find the promo codes, you just got to go to hellhades.com, best website for Raid. Go to promo codes, scroll down, and then you can see new player promo codes right here. Pretty damn simple. Now let's get into the rankings, starting off with Taragi the Frog. Taragi the Frog is an amazing champion. I love this guy. He's so fun to use. He's also really strong. He is a HP based kind of protector that does some damage, but it's not really his main thing. His main gimmick is obviously keeping your team alive. So his A3 is really good. It puts ally protect on all of your champions apart from him. It heals him, puts deflect damage, and then on all of his allies, it gives them a big shield, which is really cool. So that's just one ability, right? All of that is in one. His A2 is an AoE provoke, really good. And his A1 is a decrease attack, which is amazing. His passive as well, whenever he gets hit, has a chance of putting out poisons onto whatever hits him. He's really good for early clan boss when you need to get a little bit of damage and you need to keep people alive. I love Taragi. He is amazing, but he's not quite in the big 3. Moving on to Allure. Allure is the poster child of a niche unit. She's really good in Fire Knight. Her A1 is a 3-hitter. It puts less turn meter, it decreases turn meter when you hit with the A1, and that's her main thing. She's just a control unit for Fire Knight, and that's it. Right, moving on. Now we get to Oboro. Oboro is kind of interesting. She has a couple things going for her, which is good. She has a decreased defense on the A1. It is a it is a single target attack, but it goes to AoE once you hit someone that has 4 or more debuffs, which is so uncommon that it's basically never going to happen. Her A2 has a chance of stealing buffs. This ability is a 2-hitter. The first hit has a chance of transferring all debuffs from this champion to the target, and then also has a chance of stealing all buffs from the target when attacking under a veil or perfect veil with one of the hits. So it's a 2-hitter. They each do a little bit different, but it is conditional. The A3 though is increased crit rate, increased crit damage on this champion, attacks an enemy, and then places a perfect veil on this champion if this attack is critical. It's most likely going to be critical, and it enables the A2, but you never really want a conditional hero like this. Next, places a revive on death buff on this champion whenever they receive Veil or Perfect Veil. She is fine. I'm gonna put her low solid. She's okay, but I wouldn't recommend her at the end of the day. Now we get to Cormac, the high peak. Cormac is honestly kind of whatever. He has a decreased speed on his A1. His A2 puts on a decreased defense debuff and then hits the target. 3-turn cooldown, not terrible. Places an increased accuracy buff and increased crit rate buff on this champion for 3 turns, then grants an extra turn on the A3. He's kind of mid. I'm gonna put him in trash. I'm gonna be real. You could get better rares out there. It's just facts. Now, moving on to Luria, I also feel kind of strongly that Luria is mid as hell. Attacks an enemy, has a chance of placing decreased defense, debuff, or heal reduction, or decreased speed. You never want conditional or random abilities in this game. It's terrible. A2 attacks all enemies, has a chance of placing freeze for 1 turn, and enemies killed by the skill can't be revived. It's cool. It's not a bad ability, but it's 4-turn cooldown, which is not great. And then her A3 is a 5-turn cooldown. Attacks an enemy, removes all buffs, chance of placing block buffs for 2 turns, which is not garbage, but it's not good. She's trash. Moving on to Apothecary. Apothecary is solid. He should be an amazing, but the thing is, he's one of the easier units out of these to get. He's a rare. He's not a void rare. He's just a normal rare, which means you're probably going to pull him in your first month easily, but he's still really freaking strong. His A3 puts in increased speed and increased turn meter on your allies, 3-turn cooldown, ridiculously strong. The A2 is a really solid heal on a 2-turn cooldown, which is crazy. And the A1 is a 3-hitter. He's gonna be really good for a very long time. It's just, you don't want to use him as a promo code. Next, Knight Errant. I'm not even gonna talk about him. He's shit. Don't even try to use him. And honestly, same thing for Chinoru. She's not good either. They might have some very specific uses, potentially, but I don't think they're worth it. Next, we get to some of the legendaries. It is a weird order, but this is still the order that I'm going to be going through. Sun Wukong is one of the big 3. He's really good. His A3 is an AoE hitter. It strips all buffs of all enemies, puts on block buffs onto them, and he hits like a truck. His A2 is Sheep, which is one of the strongest and most annoying debuffs in the game. It might have been nerfed recently, I think I heard, but it's still pretty damn strong. And when he gets a kill, it does AoE damage to every other enemy. He also like ignores defense, and he has a crazy passive which every 3 turns your teammates take when he is dead, he'll just revive. So he almost infinitely revives. He's really good, especially for arena specifically, but you're gonna get a lot of use out of him in a bunch of areas. He's one of the 3 champions I recommend picking. Next, we get to Loki. Loki is amazing. He is one of the old free units from logging in. He's quite strong. I don't really remember what he does, but he's a supporter. He has a lot of really annoying like cloaking abilities, and he has a chance of stealing all buffs from a target enemy and their turn meter. And if he's under a Veil or Perfect Veil, this cannot be resisted. If the target's turn meter was not stolen, it fills the turn meters of all allies and places an increased attack buff on all allies. It's crazy. He has a lot of abilities like this. I mean, he's pretty damn good. The thing is, you want a more DPS-based champion when you're starting out, and I don't think Loki has as much potential as the 3 people I will mention. Next, we get to Luthia. I don't freaking know. I can't say it. She's kind of mid. Trash. A3 is attacks all enemies, chance of putting decreased speed. A2 has a chance of placing freeze. Attacks 3 times at random, but it's such a small chance to freeze. And the A1 has a chance of poison. She's mid as hell. I wouldn't even bother. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Next, Hoskarol. I think I'm saying that right. He's okay for a couple things. He has a ton of stuns. AoE stun on the A2, single stun on the A1. A3 is removes all stun debuffs for all allies, places increased defense and increased resistance. Not terrible. And then he's also immune to stun debuffs and increases the damage inflicted by all allies when attacking enemies under stun. He's solid, honestly. he's not bad. He's a great stunner. Mordecai, on the other hand, is really solid. He's amazing. Low amazing, but still amazing. Mainly because he puts out HP burn, and HP burn is hard as hell to get. It's pretty damn rare. And he does it AoE, which is really good. He's great for Spider, great for a lot of other areas, honestly. HP burn's one of the best dots in the game, but there is a better HP burner later in the list. Rector Drath is also really good. He is a great reviver, great support. Has a lot of abilities that absolutely help you a ton with staying alive. He's amazing. I love him. He can be bought with $15, I think, from the Apprentice Pass when you start though, which kind of lowers him a little bit for me. But if you're not going to spend, he's pretty damn good. I would absolutely recommend him. He's freaking annoying. Revive, Veils. Ugh, I hate fighting him so much. Next, Mausoleum Mage is going to be top of solid. He's really good. I don't know. I don't feel like I want to put him higher. Maybe he deserves to be higher, but we'll put him higher. He's really good. His A1 has a decreased speed. His A2 is increased crit rate buff and increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also puts block debuffs buff on all allies just for 1 turn though, but this is a 3-turn cooldown. And his third ability, his A3, is a 4-turn cooldown, but it removes all debuffs, heals all allies by 10% of his max HP, heals all allies by a further 10% if at least 1 debuff is removed from the ally, then fills each ally's turn meter by 15% if 2 or more debuffs are removed from the ally. He's insane. I love him. He's great. I think he deserves to be an amazing. He's great. Celestia is pretty damn good. Her main selling point is the fact that she has a decreased defense, AoE, 100% on a 3-turn cooldown, which is amazing. But you can also get that from War Maiden. Her A2 also puts attack all enemies, increases all the duration of all debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn, and her A1 has a chance of applying debuff spread, taking a random debuff from the target and placing it on all enemies under Hex. And her passive makes it so when you attack enemies under decreased defense, there's a chance of placing Hex on them for 2 turns. Hex is terrible, I'm pretty sure. Still, I wouldn't recommend that part of her kit, but she's good otherwise. I don't even want to try this name. Mikliak. Mikliak Priest Orn. That's what I'm gonna say. Right or wrong, who the hell cares? He's pretty good. His A1 is a 2-hitter, has a chance of placing poison on each hit. A2 attacks an enemy twice. Each hit has a chance of instantly activating a poison debuff, which is really good. A3 attacks all enemies, has a chance of placing 2 poison debuffs and a poison sensitivity, which is really good. And it heals this champion by a portion of his max HP for each poison debuff placed by this skill. Really, really good ability. And the passive is whenever a poison debuff is activated, increases this champion's HP and defense by 5%, stacks up to 25%. He is amazing. He can solo a bunch of things later on, but for early game, he's not going to help you that much, unfortunately. Next, we get to Urticata. I think Urticata. I don't know. Whatever. She is kind of fine. She's decent. Her A1 attacks twice, has a chance of increasing the duration of 2 poison debuffs by 1 turn. Solid ability. A2 3-turn cooldown, hits a target 3 times. Each hit has a chance of putting poison sensitivity on. Poison sensitivity is really good in this game, especially early on. A3 attacks 4 times at random, has a chance of placing Hex debuff for 2 turns. Hex is terrible. Her passive is whenever either this champion or an ally lands a critical hit on an enemy with Hex, has a chance of placing a poison debuff. I think she's low solid. Decent poisoner, doesn't compare to some of the higher people. Melga's Steel Girdle is a pretty decent support. I want to put her around here. I don't think she's really amazing compared to the other units, but she's pretty solid. She has a revive on the A3. It's a 5-turn cooldown, which is pretty long, but it revives 2 allies, places shields on them, heals them. Well, not heals them. You know what I mean. Her A2 heals and puts a shield, which is really good. And that's kind of what she does. Moving on, Jingle Hunter might be the worst person in this entire batch. He's shit. Stag Knight is really good. He is an amazing debuffer. He is really freaking good. He's always been one of the better epics in the game. A1 puts a decreased speed, or has a chance to. A2 attacks all enemies, has a chance of placing decreased defense and decrease attack. This is 100% accurate, or well, it's 95% accurate, basically 100%, and it's two of the most important things to get. His passive is a place 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally for 1 turn, each time the ally has a debuff resisted by an enemy as well. He's amazing, amazing, amazing unit. I would put him, you know, really anywhere up here. Next, we get to this freaking guy. I'm not a big fan of him. He might be solid, but I don't know. He's more of a... Actually, no, he's here. He's in niche. I'm not putting enough champions in niche, I've realized. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much. He's mostly a Fire Knight champion. He hits quite often, and that's what he does. Yippee. Super duper cool, I guess. He's okay. Next, we get to Sigmund. Sigmund is going to... he's going to go to low amazing purely because he's a legendary. But he's not very good. I'm going to be real. Sigmund is good in a couple areas. A1 removes any shield buffs. Also has a chance of removing 1 random buff. And has a higher chance instead when attacking bosses. A2 attacks all enemies twice. Each hit has a chance of placing provoke. AoE provoke is always good. And a chance of placing a decreased attack. A3 places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to a certain amount of this champion's max HP. Also puts strengthen, and then the passive is whenever this champion is attacked, has a chance of decreasing duration of all buffs on the attacker, and has a higher chance when getting attacked by boss. He's probably a little bit better, but I don't see that much use for him compared to some of the others. Fennex and Talia are going together. I think it's Talia. I don't know. Talia. Whatever. Fennex and Talia are a joint couple. When you put in the code XOXO25, you get both of them. Fennex is the reason why they're an amazing. Fennex hits like a truck, but he's a single target damage dealer, which makes him a little less valuable. Next, we get to the next 2 big 3. I would argue Supreme Gaelic is the best, and these 2 are pretty close. I know it took a while to get here, but trust me, this is the top 3 that you need to pick. Supreme Gaelic is really freaking strong. He is the best person to pick. I've talked about this before. Number 1, he is the highest rarity out of these units, being a Void legendary. These other legendaries, apart from Sigfrind or Sigmund, whatever the hell you call him, these 3 have all been part of logins, free units, and they're still really good. This is just another way to get them back. But Supreme Gaelic, you can pull, but he's from Voids, and unless you're spending, you're almost never gonna pull anyone from Voids. They're so freaking rare. And Gaelic, Supreme Gaelic, is the best starter when it comes to the Supreme Void legendary people. His A1 hits twice, has a 10% chance of inflicting a critical hit, extra chance. Each hit also has a chance of increasing the duration of any HP burn, which is going to come in handy later. The A2 attacks 4 times at random, places a increased attack buff on him for 3 turns before attacking. Each hit has a chance of placing a critical hit, 10% extra. Each hit also has a chance of instantly activating any HP burn debuffs on each target, and decreasing the duration of the HP burn targets, or of those HP burn debuffs by 1 turn. Fills this champion's turn meter by 30% if 3 or more HP burn debuffs are activated during this attack. This is really good when you consider his A3, its final ability. Attacks all enemies, has a extra chance to place a critical hit, has a 100% chance when booked of placing HP burn and block debuffs for 2 turns. Also places a decreased speed big version debuff on targets whose turn meter is higher than half. This is a crazy ability. 3 turn cooldown too. Attacks all enemies, 2 turn HP burn, also decreased speed, and then he can ignite HP burns on the A2, increases attack, and has a chance of filling the champion's turn meter. He's so good. And his passive to top it all off, whenever this champion receives a true fear, freeze, provoke, sleep, stun, or petrification debuff, instantly removes it, then fully heals this champion and gives him an extra turn immediately. He's really good. He's a great nuker early on, and he's going to help you win bosses too. He's the best choice. But the other best choice is Alice, which was just added as a free code because she just disappeared. Basically, her A3 hits pretty hard. It's an AoE, and she puts kind of a mini warlord, which, if you don't know, is a very, very solid champion's ability. which locks out your opponents. It makes their cooldowns 2 turns longer. There are some void legendaries that do it for 3 turns, but the fact that a free unit puts it up for 2 turns is insane. She is freaking amazing, and she was just free. So if you didn't start with her, you can get her now. And trust me when I say that she is really, really strong. A1 hits twice, plays an extra hit if the target has any active skills on cooldown. Each hit has a chance of decreasing the duration of a random buff on the target by 1 turn. Really good ability there. A2 attacks all enemies and oh, sorry, it's the A2, not the A3. That does the increased cooldown. Either way, 3-turn cooldown, 100% chance of increasing the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2 turns. Also has a chance of decreasing the target's turn meter of 15% if at least one of the target skills has its cooldown increased to the max. Decreases their turn meter by 30% instead, which is insane. Then her A3 attacks an enemy, ignores part of the target's defense. If the initial target is killed, also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP. Will also ignore the defense. Passive has 2 parts to it. Main passive, whenever this champion attacks, inflicts more damage to each target for each turn remaining on all their skills cooldowns. Bonus damage is counted individually for each target. And then the active effect, which has a turn cooldown to it, 3 turns, resets the cooldown of one of this champion's skills each time they kill an enemy. Recurs once per skill. This thing is gross. She is gross. She's amazing. I'm really sad I missed her on my new account, but it is what it is. So that is the tier list right here. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments. Obviously opinions vary, but I think this is a good ranking for them. Realistically, only pick the big 3 at the end of the day, right? But the other units are good too. If you find yourself liking any of them, they're definitely worth it. Or maybe this will help if you pull any of them. You'll know that they're pretty solid or pretty damn mid. Screw you, Jingle Hunter, you suck. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like. Helps me out a ton. And that's it for me. Destin signing out.